to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what the odds are this time, nothing's gonna stand in my way. This flame in my heart, like a long lost friend, gives every dark street a light at the end. Standing tall on the wings of my dream, rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Through the rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing gonna stop me now. My life, my dream, nothing gonna stop me now. Nothing gonna stop me now.
Fade in. Interior apartment. Morning. Balki is on the couch in his pajamas watching TV while eating something from a bag. Spread out around him is a conglomerate of other cellophane bags and food packages. Larry walks in sleepily from his room, unshaven, wearing a robe.
Good morning, Cousin Larry.
We'll see.
Don't say that. Every morning is a good morning. You should jump out of bed with a happy smile on your face, look in the mirror, and say, "Boy, you look like a wreck."
That's why I always say, wait and see.
Larry slumps on the couch just as Balki pulls away some food from under him.
What are you eating?
Oh, Meepo's junk food. Want some?
Balki offers the bag. Larry peers inside, grimaces.
What is that?
Pig chins.
You mean pigskins?
No, pig chins. It's the tenderest part.
Balki starts digging a toothpick in his teeth with difficulty.
Then what's the toothpick for?
Hair?
Of course. Got any real American food around here?
How about some barbecue donuts?
Now you're talking.
Larry struggles to open it until the blood rushes to his face, then routinely hands it to Balki, who tears it apart with ease.
Thanks. You must know Einstein's theory of cellophane.
Larry sees Balki engrossed with the TV.
I hope it's the news. I need something to stimulate my brain.
Well, hold on to your flathead, Buster, because your brain is gonna get simulated.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time to play Let's Make 'em Squeal!
Balki, this is a game show.
Are you going into overload? I can switch it to Little Trixie's Fun Factory.
Balki moves to change the channel. Larry stops him.
No. Balki, all I'm trying to say is, game shows don't stimulate brains. They putrefy them.
That's a rotten thing to say.
You know, I suppose it is easy to go on a show like this. It takes a certain amount of dignity.
Tell me, how desperate are you to be on this show?
I would stand on the corner of State Street and grease my body with vegetable oil.
And charity.
Do you want the money in my hand or what's inside vault number 2?
Give me that money or I'll waste you.
Ooh, maybe his biorhythms were off.
More like his fuse box.
Larry shakes his head, gets up from the couch.
If I ever found out that somebody I knew, even a casual acquaintance, has been on that show, I will bury my head in the sand.
You will? I'm glad you said that because I'm going down there to audition for the show.
What? Balki, they only take mental misfits on that show.
Well, when I sent in my application, they wrote me back and told me I was more than qualified. They even told me not to go anywhere, that they would come pick me up in the car.
Well, sure. If anyone else finds out about you, game show hosts will be parachuting out of the sky. You're the goose that laid the golden ratings.
Oh, come on. I know why you're doing this, big guy.
Balki innocently chucks Larry on the chin, snapping his head back.
You're trying to tell me this so I don't get too thrilled up.
Balki, it's the thrill of the humiliation, the agony of disgrace. We're talking wide world of shame here.
I'm into that.
So was the Marquis de Sade. But you didn't see him jumping up and down dressed like a sponge cake begging for greenbacks?
But Cousin Larry, it's a dream. What other country can you make yourself look lower than Mickey Rooney and still win lots of valuable prizes?
Balki mimics a game show hostess, preening and doing a lot of showy hand gestures with a nearby waffle iron.
A dream? You call that a dream? That isn't what this country is all about. You want me to tell you what it's all about?
Balki doesn't respond.
You want me to tell you what it's all about?
Larry waits again.
You want...
Knock yourself out.
I'll tell you what it's all about. The American dream is about hard work, discipline, dedication, desire.
Balki starts to look off patriotically into the yonder.
It's not about making a quick buck the easy way.
Larry is so worked up something hits him.
Look at us. Look at me. Who am I to talk?
I was just going to say that, but you beat me to it.
I mean, here I am at 7 o'clock in the morning watching the boob tube and eating barbecued death.
Larry shakes the donut package with contempt.
Don't be ridiculous. You're being much too easy on yourself.
Balki, I'm sorry. I apologize. I haven't been much of an example for you. But from now on, I'm going to show you the dream in action.
I'm very moved for you, Cousin Larry. Now, could you please move from in front of the TV?
I mean it. You can have your carnival show. Me, I'm lean, mean, fighting machine.
Determined, Larry hurls the donuts on the floor before leaving. Balki watches them bounce in the air, catching them on the rebound.
Made with 100% all-natural chemicals.
Off Balki's look, we dissolve to... Interior Ritz discount store that afternoon. Susan is browsing. Larry enters, eating a raw scallion and carrying a shopping bag brimming with vegetables.
Good afternoon, Larry.
You bet your sweet pea it is.
Susan, munching on potato chips, gives Larry a curious look.
Is that what I think you're eating?
Scallions. Bite?
He thrusts it at her.
No thanks. I'm trying to quit.
You know, I hear if you eat one of these a day, you live longer.
Sure, if you kill off all your friends first.
She looks in the shopping bag.
Good grief, there's enough here to wilt Don King's hair.
That's not all. Carrots, celery, spinach, broccoli.
Susan stops eating her chip, looks at it.
If I'm feeling so guilty, how come I don't throw myself on the mercy of an eggplant?
Because you have to pay a price. That's what I was trying to get across to Balki. I figure if I got off my derriere and started showing him what the work ethic really means, it'll benefit him and me both.
How will you do that with broccoli?
By eating it. Remember that money market fund I've been wishfully talking about for ages?
You're gonna chew your way to the top.
Bingo. I'm gonna scratch for every penny I can till I get there. Sacrifice breeds success.
It's also no fun.
She offers him a potato chip.
No. I've had enough of this frivolous existence. It's silly and wasteful. I'm tired of cheating myself out of opportunities by acting like a fool.
As Larry says this, Balki walks in from behind, dressed in costume as a 7-foot-tall green bean. Susan nods at Larry.
You couldn't have picked a better time for it. Vegetables are really in season now.
Larry turns, startled at Balki.
What in Adam's creation are you?
I'm a green bean. What else?
Balki holds up a pair of bikini briefs.
I've been trying to put these on, but I couldn't figure out how.
The question isn't how, it's why.
Holding the briefs in front of him.
I'm a French-cut green bean.
Of course. What would a green bean be without matching accessories? You wouldn't happen to be out for a stroll now, would you?
Just like this, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. What do you take me for? A spittoon?
Twinkasetti enters from his office. He takes in Balki's appearance, almost savoring it.
In case you haven't noticed yet, Mr. Twinkasetti, Balki's on his way to a game show. He's a green bean.
What you two consenting vegetables do in your lunch hour is none of my business.
Twinkasetti looks closer at Balki.
Is that you, Turnip?
In the flesh.
Twinkasetti rushes to grab a camera, starts snapping away.
I promise I won't forget this for the rest of your life.
Cousin Larry.
Smile.
Balki flashes a quick one. Twinkasetti then runs out of the store.
Cousin Larry, could you do me a big American favor?
Does it involve me being seen with you by anybody remotely related to this solar system?
No. But could you drive me downtown to the show? I seem to have a hard time getting in the car.
Not on your green life.
Oh, come on, Larry. Don't be so hard-boiled.
Well, I suppose you shouldn't be driving a car. You might get pulled over for impersonating a human being.
What do you think about tying me to the luggage rack?
As they leave, they pass Twinkasetti and another man coming in.
Turnip, where are you going? I've got a notary republic to verify this. That's him. That's the guy. I do hereby swear that I saw a grown man dressed as a...
And as they chase Larry and Balki out, we dissolve to... Interior apartment, 1 week later. There's a large pile of carrots on the dining table. We hear a loud crunch, crunch, presumably from Larry's room. Balki walks in, sifting through a large stack of mail.
You too can have the exotic feel of wearing all rubber clothing. It defies description. We have rubber tights, underwear, tuxedos, athletic supporters. Cousin Larry?
Junk mail. Throw it away.
Balki looks over his shoulder for Larry, decides to save it.
Congratulations, you lucky double. You've just won 2 million.
Balki stops, speechless. He flings the rest of the junk mail in the air, starts to do the dance of joy.
Cousin Larry!
Larry, startled, comes running out of his room holding a carrot. His clothes look 3 sizes too big on him.
What?
Balki grabs him to do the dance. Larry's pants fall down.
Look, we are each like filthy pigs.
Balki, nobody writes a check for $2 million on the back of a deodorant.
Larry tosses the sample aside, picks up his pants.
What if it's a rebate?
Car dealers have rebates, not people who work on your underarms.
By any chance, you didn't swallow all the suntan lotion, did you?
No, why?
Because your skin is so orange. You must be tanning from the inside.
Larry's face, indeed, is pretty orange. He holds up the carrot.
Blame it on these. My eyesight is so good I can see through lead walls. Even Twinkasetti.
I'll make sure not to bring home any kryptonite.
Come to think of it, it's a little bright in here.
Larry pulls out some sunglasses, puts them on.
Now you look like Ray Charles on Halloween.
Any more morale boosters?
Sure. You look like death. Are you feeling all right?
Why? Because I've dropped a few pounds? I'll just have these taken in.
And in and in and in. I hear they're having a sale on Cabbage Patch clothes off the rack.
Just don't worry about me. I thought you were supposed to head to your game show by now.
I thought so too. Maybe they didn't like me. There was one woman dressed in lots of spandex in the shape of Wisconsin and holding a sign that said, "Eat cheese or die." She was really good.
Well, maybe it was your personality, if you can believe that. Maybe you just weren't zany enough.
Maybe you're right. You don't think hanging upside down from the studio lights was a real grabber?
Not strong enough. Let's face it, you're not blue chip bozo material. You should be glad. Look at me. Do I look like the kind of guy they'd take?
Balki takes a long look at Larry's orange skin, dark glasses, and baggy clothes.
Would I accuse you of that?
You see what happens when you try to get rich quick? Now you're going to have to sit and wait, powerless.
Balki sits dejectedly on the couch. As Larry rolls on, Balki pulls out a stray letter from under him, starts reading it.
Life is a bleak, dog-eat-dog world sometimes. And if you don't start putting some distance between you and the Grim Reaper, he's going to catch up and say,
Thank you for becoming involved in Let's Make 'em Squeal. You have been chosen to participate on the show and win thousands of exciting prizes.
exactly.
Balki grabs Larry again to do the dance. His pants fall down. Fade out. End of Act 1. Act 2. Fade in. Interior Ritz discount store. Next morning. Larry finishes a sale for a woman customer, bags her merchandise. She's been studying his physical condition with pity. presses a few extra bills in his palm before going.
Here, I hope they find a cure.
Thanks, I think.
Balki walks in with a thick book, plops it down on the counter.
What's that?
A book with the answer to every question in the world.
Oh, yeah? Then how come I can't find a woman?
Balki starts looking something up.
Let's see. Sexual dysfunction, sexual...
Not so loud. Let me see that. The new Encyclopedia of Trivia.
I wanted you to help me brain up for the show tomorrow.
Balki, there's no way of knowing what idiotic question they'll ask you. It could be anything in the world.
That's why I got the book. I thought I'd narrow it down.
All right. How many wives did Rasputin have?
I don't know. I give up.
Balki, don't quit so easy. They might give you a clue.
Okay, give me a clue.
He had more than 5 wives.
6.
Give the man a cookie.
Whew, what pressure. Ask me something harder. I can take it.
What do you get when an Egyptian sandstorm blows up?
I don't know. I give up.
Balki, at least take a wild guess. Make something up.
I don't know. A haboob.
That's right. How'd you get that?
In my country, it's called a habab.
Twinkasetti passes by from his office, counting some cash, singing his version of Plenty of Nothing.
I got plenty of money, and you'll get nothing from me. What's this? Encyclopedia of Trivia. Writing a biography?
I was thinking of having a large chapter on you.
How could you if I never knew you?
Thanks. You've given new meaning to the term habab.
What have you guys been up to lately, huh? Trying to improve yourselves? Ha!
Somebody around there had to do it.
Come on, this is Mr. Reality you're talking to here. Wake up and smell the Java, Jack. You're gonna suck up to some quizmaster for a few lousy beans while Orange Julius here scares off my customers just so we can scrape the bottom of his wallet?
How can we ever repay you for snapping us out of our fantasy land?
You know, there's only one day when he's like this.
Payday.
Reluctantly, handing their checks.
Where are the new young Bob Cratchits anyway?
Twinkasetti stomps off.
Cousin Larry, I've been thinking, maybe Mr. Twinkie is right.
That would be a first. How?
Well, instead of overdosing on rabbit food, I was thinking, why don't you come on down to the show with me? We could win some money and invest it like you said.
I told you, once I start something, I finish it. It's either that or die trying.
Please, Cousin Larry, think of drenching yourself in thousands of cool, crisp dollars.
No.
Think of sailing through Venice in a gondola with a beautiful woman.
No.
Think of getting caught up with the rest of the audience. A pack of bloodthirsty animals screaming your lungs out, ready to tear each other to bits, just to be in front of the camera.
Before he can protest, Larry raises an interested eyebrow, then...
No. I will not.
As Larry puts up a fight, we quick cut to interior television studio next day. Still protesting, Larry follows Balki to his seat amid a bizarre array of game contestants. Two-headed people, termites, outhouses, etc.
I will not have anything to do with this lunacy.
A stage manager abruptly pushes Larry down into a seat.
And who said you can't go home again, huh?
Ready, audience? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... The audience is cued to applaud. They erupt, berserk, Larry immediately getting swept up in the bedlam.
Here I am!
The show host, Art French, an abrasive huckster, steps up the aisle. Hello there, you crazy party people! This is Art French, here for another edition of Let's Make 'em Squeal! Larry immediately bolts from his seat, grabs Art's leg.
Take me, Art!
The only game show that requires no skill whatsoever! Art tries to shake Larry loose. The stage manager finally pries him off, throws Larry into his seat.
I told you so.
Larry calms down, realizes what an ass he made of himself. Okay, let's get right to it. Where's Balki Bartomek?
Bartokomus, with a K.
You mean Kartakamus?
No, it's Bartogamus, with a B.
Bartabamus.
Gee, Art, I thought you were a lot quicker than that. Get with it.
Whatever it is, where did you get a name like that?
From my mother.
No, I mean, where are you from? Grabbing the mic.
Well, Art, I am originally a Mipos boy, by way of Chicago now. I come from a family of 12, and I'd like to say hello to my mother.
Wrenching the mic from him. We'll get to that later if you don't mind. First, can you tell me what this, get-up is you're wearing?
I'm a green bean. Why does everyone keep asking me that?
Well, we just want to make sure. Last week we accused a woman who was a leg of lamb of being a Cornish game hen. Balki chokes with laughter, a real knee slapper.
Art, you're a real killer.
That's my wife's reaction whenever I make a move.
I don't get it.
And you don't have to, let's just play the game. But first, let's get someone else up here too. Art searches for a second contestant and is about to choose one when Balki yanks Larry up out of his chair. The human barnacle. What's your name and where are you from? Grabbing the mic.
Art, his name is Larry Appleton, and he's originally from Madison, Wisconsin.
Struggling to get the mic back. Why don't we let Larry bore us with the details? Larry, what do you do?
When I'm awake?
Most live people are.
Well, I guess you could say I'm a successful clerk at a large discount house.
He's being too modest. He tells me all the time it's the Pete's, a real sweatshop.
Thank you, I'm sure Larry appreciates you turning his name into mud.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, contestants, let's start bargaining. A curvy hostess brings up a gift box. Balki grabs it, starts crying tears of joy.
I can't believe it. I've never won anything in my entire life.
Taking the box back. Rest your jets, you gotta work for it. Taking out money from his pocket. Now, Larry, make a choice. Would you like what's in this box or the cash in my hand? Picking the money.
Well, I guess the bird in hand.
2 20s it is.
Cousin Larry, you've been gypped. Always take the bugs.
Larry, you know Balki may be right. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to give Balki the box and you can buy it from him, or you can take what's under those curtains on stage. Art points to a large concealed object on stage. The crowd starts shouting, telling Larry what to do.
Cousin Larry, take the box. I've seen it time and time again.
What about the curtain? What if it's a car?
What are we going to do if you buy that elephant? Put it on the wall?
Larry, anxious, can't make a choice. The crowd gets more abusive.
I'll buy the box.
And what's in the box? A slice of fresh liver! All right. Larry immediately passes out. But not just any sliced liver, no, it's sliced liver from Meatco. When you say liver, go Meatco. The hostess gets Larry back to his feet again.
I'm all right. It's genetic. Liver blackouts.
I told you so.
He's right, Larry, because in between the paperclip on these 20s I'm giving Balki is a $500 bill. Balki starts crying again. Larry groans.
What did I do to deserve this?
Well, you made the right choice. Now, what would you like to do? You can keep the 500, take what's on stage, or come back tomorrow and try to win our grand prize behind vault number 1, 2, or 3. Art points to 3 cheaply simulated bank vaults on stage.
Boy, they look a lot bigger on TV.
Well, Balki, what'll it be?
Balki, I'm not trying to pressure you now, but keep the money or I'll remove your liver.
The crowd urges Balki on. Tension builds.
I have to go with what's in my digestive tract. I'll come back tomorrow. Somebody with me, I must be dreaming.
Dissolve to interior apartment, next night. The room is black. The front door opens and Balki flips on the light. Larry is on the couch with a book, lets out a scream as the light comes on.
I'm sorry, Cousin Larry, were you reading in the dark again?
Scrambling for his glasses,
I was until my pupils exploded.
Balki walks in the room, his bean suit all hacked and crumpled.
What happened to you? Looks like you got pureed.
Boy, I tell you, I'm one steamed bean.
Did you go back to the show?
I thought you swore on the heads of your unborn children that you didn't want to know what happened.
It's a figure of speech.
And your unborn children's unborn children.
I know, but
And then you threatened to write it in blood.
I take it back.
Just making sure.
Well,
So how was your day?
what happened at the show?
Well, there's good news and bad news.
Balki, you're toying with a very fragile mind.
I know. The good news is I won something. The bad news is I'm not going to tell you.
Larry hangs his head.
But Cousin Larry, you made me promise I would cut out my tongue if I told you anything. Do you know how much that would hurt?
Not yet.
How would I gargle?
Very sloppily. Balki, I admit I'm dying to know, but how am I supposed to find out? Vulcan mind control?
I didn't say you couldn't watch it on TV.
Larry bites his lip as Balki turns the tube on.
I've always wanted to see if I look like myself.
When you say liver, go Meatco. Okay, we're back and we're talking with Balki here.
That's me. That's me.
Amazing. You look just like yourself.
All right, Balki, what'll it be? Vault number 1, 2, or 3?
Can I come back tomorrow?
No, I'm afraid not. You have 3 seconds to make up your mind.
Wait until you see this. Do you have a Kleenex?
Larry, hanging on to every falls off the edge of the couch.
I can't take it! I can't take it anymore!
We hear the sounds of a scuffle.
That's when the potted geranium attacked me.
Balki, you're in danger of being cancelled, as well as this show. Now pick one.
All right, I pick number 2.
Hallelujah. And is it the car and the trip to Tahiti for 2?
Yes! Yes!
No, it's a year's supply of Schechter's fabulous pre-fried barbecued donuts. Larry goes numb. Balki turns off the TV sheepishly.
Boy, I could really pick 'em, huh?
There's a knock at the door.
Ah, that must be them.
Who?
Balki answers the door. 3 men with large wheelbarrows full of barbecued donuts deposit them in a heap on the floor.
Cousin Larry, if it means anything, I learned that anything worth getting doesn't come easy.
That's okay, Balki. The fact of the matter is, not everything you come by has to be so hard.
Oh, what are we going to do with these? We can't hang it on the wall.
We'll find some use for it. After all, it's food!
And as Larry takes a running dive into the donut pile, we fade out. The end.